Okay, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate some of pasting issues. So here, a fairly large grid. You see I'm trying to paste this other grid. Now, two that I know happening, so this is one of them. It just rotates to something. I don't know what it is, but something. If you flip over, then it will indeed align itself with the grid you're trying to paste to. Now, so the 6 rotation buttons here that I'm using. So this is insert, insert. So we are actually not rotating. We are simply changing orientation up and down to right and left. So observe the red conveyor. Okay, so it's on the bottom, now it's on the right side. Insert again, on the bottom. So it's not rotating fully around. I only have 2 schemes that I can rotate to, which of course is not what you need. So this was delete. So now I've rotated away, rotated back. Okay, so 2 axes only, not a full rotation. 1, 2. That's all you got. Okay, here's home. Okay, so it flips down, flips up, and immediately goes back to away. So I'm missing. Okay, try end, which should rotate exactly the opposite, right? Okay, there's 1, didn't do anything, didn't do anything, didn't do anything, didn't do anything, didn't do anything. All right, so there's clearly a problem with the rotation aspect when it comes to pasting. Okay, there's page up, also doing absolutely nothing regardless of how many times I push the button. Here's page down, doing absolutely nothing regardless of how many times you paste or how many times you push the button. The pasting aspect, once you get it oriented the way you need it, doesn't seem to be an issue, but getting it oriented is frustrating at best. Okay, B, right, was supposed to free rotate, snaps right back into grid. Okay, let me move this away and demonstrate this again. So again, snaps to this mysterious random grid alignment. This is end, the end key, which obviously is not rotating, not doing anything. Okay, there's home, which is now rotating one way, completely different. Press the home again, completely different axes now. And as you can see, it's only shifting to 2 different positions, not all 4. Same button, home. 2 positions, not 4 positions. Okay, there was page up, changed axes, changed axes, changed axes. Now not doing anything at all. There's page down, not doing anything at all. There's B. B is in Bravo. So, B is in Bravo. We go to full rotate mode, it starts and then snaps back to the grid. Back to B, starts, snaps back to the grid. There's home, snaps back to the grid on a different axis. B again. Strangely enough, completely rotating. This is home key being pressed, end key being pressed, page up, snaps back to the grid. Page up again, snaps back to the grid. Page up, snap back to the grid. Page down, snaps back to the grid in a different axis. Snaps back to the grid in a different axis. Here's insert, snaps to a grid in different axes. Snaps to the grid in a different axis. Del, delete key. Snaps back to the grid almost instantly. Snaps back to the grid. So, as you can see in this demonstration, there are clearly some things wrong with the rotation of a grid in relation to another grid. It's extremely frustrating. This is almost identical in Space Master when you're running in survival mode or creative mode. So right now I'm in creative mode. So reasonably I should be able to paste virtually anything on any rotational axis, but I can't do that. So obviously when you're pasting small stuff, it really doesn't do that much. So let me go ahead and move this out of the way. We'll continue the demonstration with smaller stuff you can see that I have over here on the side. So stop moving, paste this back in. I'm going to grab a smaller piece, which is really, so this is 6 of these pasted together. So just to demonstrate what happens with a smaller block. So obviously we are in grid mode. So here's home, snaps to the grid. Press B again to get in free rotate. This is end, snaps immediately to the grid. That was page up, snaps right back to grid. Okay, this is page down, which appears to be working right now, going back to page up and snaps back to the grid mode. This is insert, snaps back to grid mode. B, this is delete key. So clearly, even with large stuff, large grids or small grids, trying to rotate, there is something wrong between the grid mode and free rotate mode. There is also something wrong when it comes to attempting to change orientation in either mode. Obviously when you're in free rotate mode, you should stay in free rotate mode. It is shifting back to the grid mode in a random axis. So don't know why it's doing that, but I would really like to see this aspect fixed, and I don't know any other way to demonstrate it, to really describe what the issues are other than to show you. So that's what I've attempted to do here. Thank you for your time and consideration.